Lori here. I'm back. I am here to start a new reading vlog. I am going to take you guys along when I go to New York City Comic-Con. I'm going to be there for 3 full days and a half days, so I figured I'm going to try to get some footage. The publishers are back this year, which is super exciting. I'm also in the middle of a couple of different books, but I've decided because I always have less, I always need more space, so I'm just going to bring my Kindle. I have a pretty good amount of books on here because I get a lot of ERs that I just never read. So I am in the middle of reading Spells for Forgetting by Adrienne Young, which is like an eerie, creepy book, but I feel like it's probably not the best book to read like when I'm running around like a little bit of a crazy person. So I think I'm gonna pick up the Agathas by Liz Glosson and Kathleen Glasgow and Liz Lawson. I'll try to attach a picture when I'm filming it. But Welcome to Castle Cove, a town cursed with missing girls, bad boyfriends, family secrets, and very deep cliffs. So whenever I read books like summers like this, it always reminds me of Nancy Drew. So I'm hopeful that's the vibe I get. And normally when I'm running around a convention center, I need something that will keep me interested and keep me engaged. So I'm going to start this. I'm also watching some YouTube videos, as always. I'm leaving tomorrow like a work day. I'm just not going to work. So our plans got a little bit altered, I'm not meeting up with my friends at the morning, but I have a really big thing I have to do in the morning. I have to go to Penguin and get a ticket for something I really, really want. So I'm going to try to update you guys before I go to bed tonight and see if I make any progress on the Agathas. We will see. But I also know this weekend I may get absolutely no reading done. So we will see. But hopefully I get something done. And my goal is to come home and read every single night, so I at least feel like I'm being productive. But I also know it's a busy week. I know Monday is a day off. It's Indigenous People Day. We have off from school. So there's a possibility that I might just do a 24-hour reading vlog where I read some new books. I don't know. But I also do have Spells for Forgetting. So if I wind up finishing this relatively quickly, I might just go back into that one. But that one I need to focus a little bit more on. So that might be my evening book. We will see. But yeah, I'm going to go start the Agathas, make some reading progress, and then I'll give you guys an update. So we will chat soon. The footage in this vlog is probably going to come from a bunch of different sources. My vlogging camera, my other camera, this. So if you see a bunch of different sources and the formatting is a little bit off, that is why. But I'm going to go start the Agathas and I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. And here is a photo. Editing Laura, do your thing. Hey friends, I'm back. I finally got to Javits Center. This is what it looks like inside. I'm going to go in and get a seat, but I'm going to try to give you guys a little bit of a look as I head in. So let me show you guys what Javits Center in New York City looks like before the crowds descend, because I'm here a little bit early. These are some of the outside virtual things. They sometimes have experiences. One is for DC. There's another one over there. I think that's for Audible on the other side. Audible always has a big presence. But yeah, I'll show another clip when I actually get in, and we're about. So those are the escalators that go up to the show floor. So that's where the show floor is. This is where Artist Alley is, which if you ever want fan-made merchandise and not to support big creators, there's always a lot of people. So fascinating. So many backpacks, so many people, but that's what Artist Alley looks like. Right now you can actually see what it looks like, but it's just so pretty down there. And then we're gonna go to the show floor and then just wait to get let in, but this is what it looks like, and I'll show you guys another clip in a little bit. I'm here at New York City Comic-Con on Thursday. I don't remember the date, but it's 2022. So yeah, I'm gonna take you guys a look at the queue. I'm by myself right now. I'm hoping to get a couple of early. It is 8:02. Readathon opens at 10, so I'm here up an hour early. Right now I'm reading Agathas, which is a YA thriller, which is loosely inspired by Agatha Christie. Yeah, I'm going to take you guys around. Yeah, on the vlog, make you guys reading updates. Yeah, I will talk to you guys when the shows are open. I have a pretty new live to show you, but let's take on Comic-Con together. So this is just what the show floor looks like. I always go right to the books in case they drop anything super surprising. So I'll show you guys what the show floor looks like. It's just super exciting and super fun. There's just so much stuff to look at, so many things to buy. Definitely going with a budget because there's just so much stuff. Like these boxes, I've always wanted to get one. But tour books normally have like a section, so. But there's always lines for something. Always lines for something. Always lines for something. Back of the line for this one. Oh, perfect. And here. This is Hello. Hi, how are you?
Feel free to grab one of each if you're interested.
I will.
If you have any questions.
Alright, thank you. And this is my first art strap.
Big case. You would like one?
No.
She like
No, she's 22, just graduated.
Like she loves hAUL House and she loves.
She watches stuff like that with her sister.
Kind of like.
Alright, so the first 3 books I picked up was the one I was looking for. So I'll say Metal. And then here's a book for the kids I'll probably keep. Suey and the Shadow, which is another one. And then Rube Goldberg and the Amazing Machine. So those are the 3 books I just got. I'm going to go do some shopping and try to meet up with my friends. And I'll talk to you guys for another clip soon. Bye! Hey friends, so what you're about to see is a clip from a Source Books panel. I talk about a couple of books. Also, Madison from Princess and Paperback was there because she works for Source Books. Didn't know. I got a couple of books from this panel. I'm really excited for the new Claire Legrand book that comes out in May, I think, but I was unable to get an arc of that because it was very, very competitive. But enjoy the small clip, and we'll touch back in a little bit. Bye, friends.
Our siren, and you will be able to read all 4 books at once. They are all dropping at the same time.
Ooh.
Next up is a series that Madison absolutely dies for. Yep, she loves this one. Emily McIntyre. She calls these fractured fairy tales. Thank you, fractured. But what these are contemporary. They're contemporary romances, and once again, you're going to find the villains at the heart of the story. So instead of having a heroic lead, a villain is going to rip apart the world for the woman he loves. The hero just wants to save the world, but the villain wants to save only the woman. So these stories are really dark. They're fabulous, and if you just went through and like looked at the characters, I very slyly put them in there. I'm sure, even though I don't want to get sued for saying what the fairy tales are, you'd be able to tell what they're based off of. So you've got James and Wendy. You've got Sarah B. and
Tristan,
yes, thank you. Evelina and Nicholas, and then Yasmin and Julian. Wonder what, right? Now
We are at New York City Comic Con Day 4. We're about to get an author signing, one of our samplers that will turn into an e-galley. I don't know what her name is. Min Yang Wen. I think she wrote, I don't remember what she wrote, but this is a new series by her, and the book will be out early next year. We're online. This is the Penguin Book World booth. Very, very pretty. And yeah, this is what we're looking at. Let's do some of the titles coming out from Del Rey and Penguin in the next couple of years. That Evelyn Sky cover is so pretty. And I was trying to give you an update and then have something to tell you. Bye friends. Hey friends, just want to do a quick check-in. Here is a little bit of an update. If you've never been to a Comic-Con, we can tell you all you do is wait in line. Right, Sarah? Yes. All you do is you wait in line. That's the only thing you do. So we're on another line. One of my highlight books I got was Blood Debts by Tracy Jen Walker, which I'm really excited about. I got a couple other things. Here's Val! Oh no, Rapunzel! Say hi to Rapunzel. Her cosplays are always the best.
What do you guys on?
Hi friends, I'm back for another update. I did acquire a few more things. We bought a couple of more things. We are really at the tail end of our day. We have one more panel for Underline that we're going to go to and just rest and relax. We might do one more final loop to see if they drop anything epic at the end of the day. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. It's all how you play the game at New York City Comic Con. But we're going to go to the panel, and if I can, I might take a small clip and include it. And then I will come up here to wrap up this vlog and or tell you guys anything else that happens. But I'm probably just going to attach the haul at the end of this. So see you guys for the haul. Last thing I did at Comic-Con was I wound up going to an Underline panel and we learned about their upcoming titles. We learned that Alexandra Bracken's book is definitely coming out in 2023, which I'm super excited for. Alexandra Bracken is probably one of my favorite authors, so I'm really excited for that. So I'm going to attach a couple of clips and a couple of like video clips where you guys could see the books coming out, and then we'll chat at the end. Bye friends.
Excited to be around book nerds again. We can't even tell you, so we'd love to hear your excitement as you go along. If you see a book or hear an author that you already know and love, like, just give a little cheer. But I think we should quickly start by introducing ourselves. My name is Madison Furr. I'm a publicist at Team Underlined and Random House Children's Books.
I'm Lily Feinberg. I'm a publicity manager at Team Underlined and Random House Children's Books.
Hi everyone, my name is Shannon Pender. I'm a senior marketing manager at Random House Children's Books.
What you may remember is Dika is part of an elite warrior class. You're tested once you come to your 16th birthday by the color of your blood if you're able to be part of the society and part of the village. When she passes her test, it's that she has gold blood and she's going to be part of this warrior class. This is a world full of gods on earth and a city behind walls and a war that is brewing. So if you like Black Panther, if you like Child of Blood and Bone, this is really a book that you're going to dive into. This is book 2 and book 3 will be coming in 2024, I believe, yeah.
Violet Made of Thorns. Sorry. So Violet Made of Thorns is a darkly enchanting fantasy about a lying witch, a cursed prince, and a sinister prophecy that ignites their doomed destinies.
Of the Girl Sky to Murder series. If you have not picked that series up, I highly recommend. It's so good. And this one is good too. This is, again, her first.
So that is a wrap for a vlog part of this video. I'm unsure how long the clips actually will be, but I tried my hardest to vlog. So yeah, the next clip you will see me is a couple of hours later when I'm home, organized, ready to share my experiences, do a poll. So take it away, future world. I'm back. So I'm going to do my vlog, me chat about the event, and then my book haul, because it's pretty big and I think it will be easier just to have it all. So this video is going to be a little bit long, as you could see from the start of it, so tuck on in and we will chat. But overall, I had a really fun experience this time at Comic-Con. It was really different last year. Last year the publishers weren't there, so I felt a little bit like disjointed. It was really fun last year because it wasn't as busy and I felt like I could go down to Artist Alley and like it wasn't as crowded. This year was really well organized, I thought, and in the past for Comic-Con and really any book convention I've gone to in New York, it's not been that organized, and like people would shove and you would get annoyed and lines would be out of control. That really wasn't the case this year. Penguin, which I normally always complain about with their lines, had a really good system in plan this year, and they were probably the best publisher that had like giveaways and stuff like that. Like, they was very, very organized. Their signings were really, really organized. I would say Thursday was probably their best day because they did arc drops in like the little cute thing. The second best, I would say, was probably Simon, because Simon had like a lot of arc drops as well. Probably not as much for like I would say the one that had the most arc drops for young adult stuff was Penguin, and then you had Simon and Schuster, and then Fierce. Fierce, I think, was still having some publishing issues, you noticed, but everyone else I thought was really, really well established. The only thing I missed was, like, Epic was not there, really, which was really disappointing to me. They had, like, a booth upstairs, and it really wasn't a presence, and Sourcebooks wasn't really there either. They had one panel that you could have gone to get stuff, and like if you didn't get what you wanted, it was a little bit disappointing. And I feel like that should have been a little bit more organized, just because I feel like they bought like Furyborn, which came out like 4 years ago, and like at this point, if you read Furyborn, you have it. But they also had Claire Legrand's new book, and I feel like they should have just brought the new books that everyone wanted, but alas, just my opinion. Or ask people if they didn't have Furyborn, because a lot of us still already had it. But yeah, I just, like, I feel like the communication for Thursday, there was a lot of miscommunication issues on Thursday, and it sort of continued throughout the whole weekend because people's schedules changed so dramatically, or, like, arcs weren't there, or arc drops weren't happening. So I feel like the earlier they print schedules, the more likely there is to be issues. But I had a really fun time. I think in the past, I missed a couple of things just like throughout the week because I wasn't there every single day. But I had a really, really fun time. And I always say it's like the secret convention because you can probably go there and walk out with everything that you want just because we're not the focus of the event. I would say Sunday is always crazy and insane. It just is like in the convention in general. But I was able to go to a couple of panels, which I don't normally go to. I had a very bizarre celebrity encounter. I got to meet Drew Barrymore, which was not planned. It was like the funniest story. We were sitting getting our bags, and I was undoing my bag, and I heard someone behind me say, "Oh, I made this magazine just for you." And normally you get stuff at Comic-Con that's like fan made and stuff. I'm like, all right, I'll grab it. And I looked down, it was Drew Barrymore's autograph, and I looked up and she was there, and she just says, "Yep, bye," and she just ran away from me. So I have her autograph, which was really, really fun, and such a funny celebrity encounter story. I would give this event like 9 out of 10. I really love it. I love going to Comic-Con. It's definitely an event where like there's not you could do it a couple of different ways. I don't really relax at Comic-Con. I go. So that's what I felt like. I went from line to line to line, but I was able to shop. I was able to relax. I was with my friends for most of the week. It was a really, really fun time. I'm gonna venture to to YALL Fest in North Carolina in a couple of weeks as well, which I'm super excited about because I wasn't able to go all 4 days. I decided to treat myself to that trip as well. But yeah, next you're about to see my haul of arcs and books I bought. I hope you guys are staying safe and being well, and I'll see you guys in my next clips. Bye, friends.
Hey friends, I'm back. I am newly back from Comic-Con, and I'm going to give you guys a haul. So the way that Comic-Con works is there are books you could buy, obviously, and then there's arcs you give away. If you know how to game the system, me and my friends have gotten really good at gaming the system. So this is going to be a full haul. It's going to have all the arcs that I got. It's going to have stuff that I bought. It's going to have the merchandise that I bought. And yeah, so I'm really excited. I do tend to get a lot of books at Comic-Con just because that's what I'm the most interested in. There are other things that I can do at Comic-Con that you can do at Comic-Con, but for me, my priority is always getting books. And I try to focus on YA. I think my YA is my smallest section I have this year. So yeah, let's get into it. I'm actually going to talk about YA first. And the first book is definitely like my most exciting, and that is Nightbirds by Kate J. Armstrong. I have been listening to Amy Kaufman and Kate J. Armstrong's podcast Pub Dates. If I remember, I will link it in the comments. It's a really good podcast where they sort of tell you about the process of them writing their books. Kate is writing Nightbirds and Amy is writing Isle of the Gods. It is Amy's first fantasy debut that she's writing by herself. She's normally a co-author, and this is Kate's debut. And I've read like literally like 3 pages, but I feel very invested in this read because I have listened to the podcast. So this will be my first read that I'm going to tackle this week. Just because I can't wait. And it does come out in February. I did get... There was a source books panel. I'll talk about that more in my vlog. We got a copy of Furyborn by Claire Legrand. She is coming out with a new series that I really wanted the arc for, but this is the one I got, so it's okay. I actually should probably reread this book because I never continued, so more incentive to read it, but this is another copy that I picked up. All this stuff I'm going to talk about I got for free. Another book I got from that source book panel is Tell Me What Really Happened by Chelsea Sadati. And this is a fish mystery, and it's Where Is Maylee Hayes. So it's like a big mystery. She is missing. They were with her. 3 stories about the woods around Salvation Creek and about the people who have gone missing. So I really am liking mystery thrillers. I've been reading a lot this month, so this might get bumped up on my TBR, but it does come out in 2023. I also picked up a copy of This Delicious Dark by Kayla Cunningham. This is a horror novel. It comes out in April. I have not read her a young adult book, but I think that this is a young adult book. I'm not really sure if it's adult or if it's young adult. That wasn't clear, but I think they go to like a music festival and it's revealed that they want to eat people. It's like zombie based. I'm intrigued. So this is on my TBR for sure. Everyone Wanted the Headmaster List by Melissa De La Cruz. This is a New York City Comic Con exclusive, but it's also a mystery thriller. I will admit, I have struggled sometimes with Melissa De La Cruz's writing styles, but as always, I'm willing to give her another chance. One of them was Driving, one of them was High, one of them Screamed, one of them Died. That's the thing. And this comes out, I don't even know when this comes out. But it comes out, oh, it doesn't tell me. I feel like it comes out, oh, this one comes out in February, so, and that was a drop. We also, Penguin was giving out a lot of older books, so the one I got was A Line in the Dark by Melinda Lowe, a dark psychological thriller from the National Book Award winner of the Last Telegraph Club, and again, this is like another mystery thriller, so this one's been out for a while. The other cover is really, really nice. It has like a hand. Promise Boys is another mystery thriller from Fierce, and this comes out in January. I've heard good things, so hopefully we'll get around to reading it soon. I picked up a copy of You Love Me, a You Never by Caroline Kepnes. I'm actually going to give this to a friend of mine, a coworker from work, because she likes this author a little bit more than I do. I also am really excited. I picked up a copy of Delicious Monsters by Lyselle Samberry. This is one that I'm really excited for. It comes out in February, and it's she could like see dead people, I think. That's basically the premise, which would be great to read in Halloween. We will see. I haven't really nailed down my TBR yet, but this book might be on it. My friend got me a copy of Never Vacation with Your Ex by Emily Weberly and Austin Sigmund Broca. This is their newest book, and I think this is a second chance for her, but I think she accidentally has to go on vacation with her ex-boyfriend. Sounds intriguing. I have really liked their recent books, so hopefully this one does it. I have to still read their adult books, but this one is high on my TBR. Wild Seed Witch is going to go to my students. This is a finished hardback. I read it, I liked it, but I think the kids will like it a little bit more. I also got an e-copy of Song of a Silver Flame Like Night by Amelia Wei Zhao, but she did also give me a signed sampler. That was what they did, because I think Penguin was having some publishing issues this year too. Blood Depths by Terry J. Bennett Walker is the only YA arc I got from tour. New Orleans, God's Medal, and Magic Will Betray You, but this time Justice Will Reign. So this one, a deadly tale of sacrifice, betrayal, and a magical modern day New Orleans. I don't know when this comes out. It comes out in April, but I've heard very, very good things. I've been really in the mood to read some magic stories, so this might be exactly what I've been looking for. Naomi Novak was there signing A Deadly Education, so I picked up a copy. I've heard some mixed things about this book, but I do want to give it a fair shot, and I have met her a couple of times, and I said that I was ticketed. I figured I would try to get it. I also got a copy of Made of Stars by Jenna Voorhees. This is a love story of Bonnie and Clyde, but it's set in space. So whenever I hear like retelling set in space, I always think of Amy Kaufman and the These Broken Stars series. So I'm intrigued. I'm gonna give this one a read and hope I enjoy it. It comes out in March. This is a very early book, but Stars Hide Your Fires is by Jessica Mary Best, and this is a wanted thief, a murdered emperor, a killer somewhere on the station, Knives Out goes sci-fi in this gripping YA mystery set in space. This does not come out until next July, but it does sound like a good Halloween read, so maybe I'll pick it. Again, I love when I go to Comic-Con because I get a lot of options. I just don't know what I want to read. I pick up The Final Strife by Sarah Hell A. Arfaf. I don't know what she's writing, but this is like I read it. I feel like this is a Ghanan style story, which I just read. Sarah Bowenton's Guide to Vampire Hunting, and that also was like Ghanan mythology and Ghanan folklore, and I really enjoyed it. This book is a chunky read though, and it comes out, this is from Del Rey, and this comes out, oh, I don't know when it comes out. It doesn't tell me, but it comes out like early next year, I think. So will definitely be on my TBR for sure. And then I also got A Self-Made Metal by Brianna N. Williams. This is a stunning YA fantasy perfect for fans of Holly Black and Justina Ireland about a black sword expert fighting a Fae uprising in Shakespearean London. You have Fae. I'm intrigued. You have Shakespearean London. I'm intrigued. And I found my other Legend and Latte stickers, which is good because I was hunting for those. So that's good. And I also got Chaos and Flames by Tessa Gradden and Justina Ireland, who I also was able to meet. And this is just another YA story that I'm really excited for. So yeah, that is my middle grade haul of the books that I got for free. Some of them were signed, some of them were ticketed. But yeah, that's that part of the haul. I think I'm also going to do a video about like the 5 books I'm going to focus on first. So check out that video. I'm going to film it soon. But yeah, let's get into the adult haul. So the next couple of books I got were all small books from Tor. I've never seen them do this, and maybe it's a new thing, but these books are like really, really tiny, like super tiny. I would say they're almost short story length. And normally short stories are always like, you know, ebooks, but these were physical copies, and I grabbed a couple. So I grabbed The Untethered Sky by Fonda Lee, an epic fantasy fable about the pursuit of obsession at all costs. So I am in the middle of the Greenbone saga. I thought this was like the short story collection. It's clearly not, but again, I might try to give all of these a shot and just see what authors I want to read, because I sometimes struggle with high fantasy. But yeah, this is a very, very small book. I also got The Lies of Injin by Moses Otime. A secondary world reminiscent of Sahara, Africa, follows one boy's epic quest to bring water back to his city and save his mother's life. Again, super, super short. This comes out in March. Even Though I Knew the End by CJL Polk. This comes out in November. This is probably one I'm probably going to read super quick because it's like a fantastical noir, a magical detective dives into the affairs of Chicago's divine monsters. And this is a sapphic period piece along with this one, which is... Your phone? Sorry, my mom thinks she lost her phone. But Even Though I Knew the End by CJL Polk is a short story, and this is another one, The Mimicking of Known Successes, which is I think it was pitched to me as sort of like a sapphic Sherlock Holmes. So I'm intrigued by both of these, and these will probably make my immediate TBR list because they are super short. So yeah. And another couple of the ones that are super short is The Keeper 6 by Kate Elliott, which is the air terrors that dwell in the space between worlds. And this is probably the longest one. It's like almost 200 pages. I also got a Veronica Roth short story, Doomed from the Start, All of Us. This is a dystopian novella. And Tread of Angels by Rebecca Rowan-Horse. Again, is probably one that I would love to read quickly. So these are all very, very quick, very, very short. I might do a reading vlog where I just read fantasy novellas because I literally have all of these. They don't come out until like early next year, most of them. So I might just do like a reading vlog. We will see. Comment below if you guys would be interested in that because I could probably get through these pretty quickly because they are super short. And yeah, so these are probably the focus for that I'm probably going to choose first. But I will see you guys for my next clip. So the next book I'm like so happy they had. It was like a secret. You had to like give a code word. But I got the Foxglove King by Hannah Whitten. This comes out in March. I'm going to make this my priority because this cover is so pretty. And I literally, it says, you are cordially invited to join His Sainted Majesty at the consecration of his son and heir. Ooh. So yeah, I have no idea what this book's about. But I'm intrigued. It has to do more with like political intrigue, so I'm intrigued. This cover is so pretty. This is going to be one that I'm going to try to get to like relatively quick, but it comes out in March. So have an early copy, really excited. So the thing about New York City Comic Con is like it's a very science fiction fantasy heavy convention. You'll see that in like the YA, you'll see that in the middle grade. You get a lot of horror. I am not the biggest horror reader. I'll be very, very honest. Horror sort of scares me. However, I did pick up quite a few because I'm intrigued. So this is a man awakes nightmare, sat up an industrial saw, tied up, unable to move, but he can only watch as the blade appears. So this is like more like a mystery thriller with a horror element to it. I'm intrigued. This comes out in February. I don't know how I'm going to feel about it. I used to read a lot of James Patterson growing up because that was really the only thing present and accounted for. So I'm intrigued. I might give this one a read. If not, I have some coworkers I might just give it to. But Sanctuary by Catherine Enberg comes out in February. I also got a copy of Panita by Leopold Goat. This is another horror book. I'll be very, very honest. And I don't know how I feel about horror, but I do have a copy. So they may get unhauled. They may get capped. We'll see. Dare to Know by James Kennedy is a quirk book. What if you learned the exact moment of your death and it already happened? Ooh, that sounds interesting. So yeah, this is more like a time travel novel. Quirk does it a lot, but I'm intrigued. I have liked Quirk's books in the past. So I also got a copy of The Spite House, which again is another horror book. It's a little bit on the shorter side. It comes out in February. A terrifying gothic thriller about grief and death in the depths of a father's love is a horror master in the making. Again, I don't know how I feel about horror, but I'm willing to give it a shot. Art of the Prophecy by Wesley Chu. He's actually the same author that co-wrote the Magnus and Alex series, and I liked his writing like quite a bit in that. So I got to meet him. I actually did have an e-arc of this. This is one of those books I am going to add on my immediate TBR because I would love to start reading this, and he said it would be a good book for people that struggle with adult fantasy, which I do, so I'm going to take him at his word, and I loved his writing in that series, so hopefully this will be similar as well. I also got a copy of Don't Fear the Reaper by Stephen Graham Jones. This I might make a giveaway, I'll be very honest, because I haven't read the first book, but I got to meet him. I have it signed. If you would be interested in a giveaway, comment below, and maybe I'll do it on my Instagram once I reach 1K. I'm getting closer, which is good. The Curator by Owen King is one that I'm really excited about. I'm probably going to put this on my immediate TBR because it just sounds interesting. From New York Times Illustrated author Owen King comes a Dickens fantasy of illusion charm where cats are revered as religious figures, thieves are noble, scholars are revolutionaries, and conjurers are the most wonderful criminals you can imagine. That sounds fascinating. So again, I'm putting books in piles. I'm going to do another video later, but The Stars Undying by Emery Robin. For readers of Van Lake and Arkin Martens comes a sweeping, spectacular space opera debut inspired by the lives and loves of Cleopatra and Julius Caesar. That sounds intriguing. It comes out in November really, really quickly. Probably going to put it on my immediate TBR. But this cover was another one of those books you had to go and ask for it. So if you were not at Comic-Con and didn't know that, follow publishers on Twitter and Instagram and you'll get a little information. Chuck One did The Wanderers. I was told this was more of a like horror adjacent, so this might get read, and I actually got his other book, I got it signed, but he said that this one was like horror adjacent. Some Desperate Glory by Emily Tesh is another Orbit book that comes out in April, so I'm going to add this to my immediate TBR as well, and it is science fiction, so. And I have liked that in the past, so I'm excited to give it a shot. And then the last couple is The City of Forgotten Myths, which is the newest book in the Electric Saga series. I haven't read the whole series, but I was told I could read this as a standalone, so I'm going to give it a shot eventually. The History of Fear by Luke Dumas. This is like a serial killer story, which again, I love true crime, so this might be a good horror book for me. And The Shamsin Blind by Paz Parato. This is the one that I don't know much about, so I might have to do some research and see if I'm going to pass this on to someone, but I did get it. That is all my adult arcs, and now let's get into the kids. We're middle grade. So the last bunch I'm going to tell you about is the middle grade books that I got. If you have never been to New York City Comic-Con, Sunday is middle grade day. So a lot of these did come from that, but some of them I just got because I like middle grade. I'm also a middle school teacher, so a lot of these books eventually will probably make their way to my students. It just depends on how quick I read them. Sarah Callie and the Champions of Hellstone by Esme May Smith is one that I'm really excited about. This one comes out in November. I'm probably going to add this to my immediate TBR. It does deal with a lot of like transgender issues and like just, you know, being prejudiced and having racism and having like people be really, really cruel to you. And I love this fantastical setting as well, so I'm really excited for this one as well. So this one will probably go on there quick. I also got the new Kay O'Neill book. She is one of the Tea Dragon Society. It's a fully color arc, which never happens, so I'm really excited for that. This comes out in March, so this is a really, really early copy. Again, another quick read that I'll probably get to relatively quickly. Heroes of Havenshin Dragon Boy by Megan Reyes. This was like the fantasy version, a powerful cast of characters in an epic tale of dragons and magic. Again, another one that I'm really excited for. Deadlands Hunted by Sky Mickey Wagner. I don't know much about this. This was at Fierce Reads. They were doing a drop for middle grade and I picked this one up. I also finally got a copy of Aragon, which I've never read. I think I read half of it when I was a kid and then I got distracted. But I do want to make some progress on this series and finally read it because I like dragons, and this is like the epic dragon fantasy, and I've heard very good things. I also got Star Trek Prodigy, A Dangerous Trade, which is a middle grade book. This I might give to my kids because if they like Star Trek, they'll probably like it, but that's why I got it. I also got The Rube Goldberg Machine, which is a science-themed novel, which I read the James Patterson version of Albert Einstein and liked it, and this is probably super similar, and this comes out... Oh, I don't know when this comes out. But this actually is a finished copy, so it actually might already be out. But yeah, so Rube Goldberg Machine is very, very popular. They learn about it in science too. A Spoonful of Time is a novel. When You Reach Me meets Love Sugar Magic is this unforgettable middle school novel where it's time travel, Korean family recipe, and family secrets collide. Ooh, I really, really love Love Sugar Magic, so I'm happy that I got this one. Adventure Game Comics, Leviathan is a really, really quick graphic novel, which I will probably pass on to my kids at some point. They will probably love it. I also got a JoJo Siwa book. This is a graphic novel. Again, I can find someone to give this to if I don't decide to read it, but I might also do a giveaway. We'll see. But it's another one I picked up. I got Hanging with Vampires, which is sort of like, I don't know if it's like and this is a totally factual field guide to the supernatural. But it's cute. It has like illustration. This would make a great like Halloween read because again, I don't do scary. Extincts, The Quest for Unicorn Horn is another graphic novel. This one is fully colored, which I don't think my other one was. I got my other one at hAUL. I don't think it's fully colored. But yeah. Suey and the Shadow is another fully colored one. This would be a great one to read around Halloween. I have a lot of Halloween. Beowulf, which is again a very, very big one. This is, I don't know what myth this is. It doesn't tell me. But I think someone said like Beowulf. So I'm intrigued. Barber and the Last Berserker is another graphic novel, but I'm intrigued. They have tattoos. They have a little sword. I will probably pass this on to my kids when I'm done with it. And then Powers, Haven Secret. This is by Melissa Benoist, Jessica Benoist, and Mariko Katama. And this is her debut. And she's the girl that wrote she was the actress on Supergirl. So that is my middle grade haul. Now let's get into the books that I bought, which I know you're all waiting for. So let's get into it. Hey friends, I'm back. So here's all the books that I bought. And like, sometimes I just bought stuff because I wanted to. Sometimes it was like if you bought a book, you got an arc. Sometimes it was deals. Sometimes the authors were there. You know what? I buy a lot of books. It's okay. I'm perfectly content with that. But I did buy a bit. So I don't think I'm going to buy a lot for the rest of the year. I always say that and then I do. But I am also going to Y'all Fest in a couple of months as well. So yeah, let's get into it. I picked up A Taste of Gold and Iron by Alexandra Rowland. She was there signing, and I'm really intrigued because it's like a political fantasy with like an LGBTQ plus romance at the heart of it, and I'm intrigued. So this one definitely got bought. Buy one, get one. My friend bought a book and I bought a book, but we got The Notorious Sorcerer. And I love anything about magic. I haven't read a lot recently because my focus has been sucking, but I want to tackle this one. And yeah, I also got The Con Artist, which is like a Comic-Con murder mystery. I might bring this when I go to Y'all Fest because it might be like a quicker read. I was also able to meet Brandon Sanderson and get my book signed. So I got Ally of Law because he was there signing 3 days out of the 4. So I got this signed. Really, really happy I did it. I let a guy get his book signed too. He was very, very happy. So eventually I'll get to this. I had to finish Mistborn first, but we'll talk about that in another video. I also got a self-published. I was really got a lot of self-published this year, but this one just intrigued me. It's called The Secrets of the Tally by Haley Flicks. And she signed it. There's like 4 books out. I'm gonna give this book a shot, and I think it's like she woke up with a scroll that has like, it looks like this, where all the peoples of the lives she saved, and she doesn't remember why she saved their lives, which is intriguing right off the bat. So I picked up this one. I also picked up a copy of The Murder of Mr. Wickham by Claudia Gray. She was actually there signing Thursday at her booth down in Artist Alley. So I got this one signed, and this is a murder mystery inspired by Emma, which is my favorite classic. So hopefully I'll get around to reading this. I've had some mixed luck when I've read like other ones, but I like Claudia Gray, so I'm gonna give it a shot. I also picked up House of hAUL by Crystal Sutherland. This is the only book I bought from Penguin Teen, but this is like a gothic mystery, and again, perfect for Halloween, perfect for the fall. I might read it soon, we'll see. I also finally picked up a copy of Getting of the Night, and I think it's Lesbians Necromancers Explore a Haunted Gothic Palace in Space. I'm in. So I don't even know what I am looking for, what it's about, but you had me at that. I've heard so many people like admire the story, love it, so I picked this one up. I also picked up a copy of Among Thieves by MJ Kuhn. And this, I think this was the one where she was either like a criminal or she was like an assassin. But again, I love books about thieves, so I'm excited. I also picked up the duology on Magic Steeped in Poison. I have the other one at the bottom of the stack. I picked them up for the arcs. I think there was an arc I got when I bought it, and then I got like another book. So I got the thing. These covers are stunning, like so pretty. And I think this has to do with tea magic. I also got a Star Wars book because there was a pin I really wanted, and they said to start here if you want to start reading Star Wars books, which I do. So I picked this one up. Oh, a Venom Dark and Sweet. But these covers are just so pretty, so I had to get them. I do have an e-arc of that one too. Uncanny Times is a historical fantasy rich with supernatural lore. Pretty cover. The Book of Accidents I bought because Chuck Wendig was there. This one he said was more horror, so I don't know how I feel about this, but I'm going to give it a shot, hopefully. Black Tongue Thief by Christopher Bowman. This was the one that Reagan recommended, and I picked it up and said, why not? I'm here. I needed a book to buy for tour that day. I also picked up The Marvelous Light by Freya Marcius, which is a historical fiction romance between 2 male leads and magic. I'm excited. Hopefully I get to read it soon. Anatomy by a Love Story by Dana Schwartz. This gave me Haunting Jack the Ripper vibes, and she was there signing. So I got it signed, which I'm really excited about. I don't know where it is. Where's her signature? But I hope I like it. I missed out getting the arc on that one, but that's okay. I also picked up Lore Olympus Volume 3 because they were selling it early, which I normally get it at Comic-Con. And then I picked up Lumberjackula, which is a graphic novel. This is my buy one, get one. And then I picked up these comics because they were really cute. And I was looking for something to read on the train ride home, and then I didn't want to reading it. Yeah, so that's all my book haul for New York City Comic Con. I always go a bit crazy at Comic Con. I always buy what I want. And yeah, so let me know in the comments what are some videos you would like to see upcoming. I will try to give you guys the content you want. I have a vlog going up about my time at Comic Con where I talk more about my experiences. I share a little bit of my physical haul in that as well. So I will talk to you guys for my next video. Stay safe and be well. And tell me in the comments what is one book you think I should read first. Bye, friends.